Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shanna. If you have not been here before, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. I am a makeup lover, a makeup addict, whatever you'd like to call me. I cover everything here on my channel from drugstore all the way up to luxury. So if you think that's something that you would enjoy, do make sure you hit that subscribe button, that red button down below, as well as the bell beside it, the bell notification to stay up to date with my videos. You know I'm not the most frequent uploader. I tell you that in every video, but I am trying to do better. As always. It has been like a week since I've uploaded though, so hopefully I can get this one up quick for you guys. But yeah, in today's video, we are going to be doing a little freshening up of my current makeup. So it is now, I think, like 7:30, so this has been on for 13 hours. I've had this on since 6:30 this morning. So lighting obviously is kind of helping it look even better, but I will come in a little closer so you guys can see what my face is looking like. But I thought it would be fun to come on and do a quick revive of my makeup. So, you know, sometimes when you come home and maybe you're going out to dinner or you have to run and do some errands or you're just going out for a night out, but you don't want to take all your makeup off and then reapply it because, let's be honest, it's freaking time consuming. This is the video for you. We're going to try to do just a quick redo of what I currently have on without taking anything off. So if that is something you would like to see, you'd like to learn how to revive your makeup, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so I have everything set out here in front of me. So some stuff I'm going to actually kind of reapply in a way, like not fully, but just refresh. Like I said, I don't want to take my makeup off. I just want to kind of make everything look better, kind of like it did when I first put it on. So basically, I'm trying to revive my makeup here. So I pulled out some brushes. Hopefully I don't get dog hair all over them because I am sitting on the floor right now. And I have dogs and they are hairy. So let's hope my brushes don't get hairy. I might need to like give them a good wash after this. But yeah, I have some stuff pulled out and we're kind of going to go over the we're going to kind of go over the basics. So if you are in a really big rush, one thing that I would always recommend doing is having a good setting spray on hand. Even if you have a travel size that you can throw in your purse, this is a great way to kind of settle the makeup down a little bit again and make it look a little bit more natural, because makeup does tend, especially after the 12-hour mark, to get a little bit more heavy, break up, maybe look a little bit more cakey, especially in these areas. One place I have an issue is my nose. It usually always kind of breaks apart. So I like to have a setting spray. If I didn't have any time at all, the first thing I would grab would be a setting spray. Now, I will say, if you are someone that is actually oily, you may want to carry obviously blotting papers with you, which I think most people know, tissues, or you could carry like a powder brush, a small brush that you can just kind of dab on your face, or you can always carry like a pressed powder, which is what I would do. I typically always do have a pressed powder with me, even though I'm not oily. I do sometimes like to kind of go in with a little bit of powder, and it is great if it comes kind of with, even though I don't like using these are handy to kind of have if you don't have a brush and you just want something quickly to touch up. But those are just some really quick things that you can do if you're in a rush. So I'm going to do a little bit of like everything, like if I was trying to be out the door in like under 15 minutes and not have to redo my makeup. So we're going to do that. We're going to do some touch-ups. The first thing that I am going to do is actually get a little bit closer. Okay, so I have you a little bit closer. I'm actually going to turn the lighting down so you can see fully what this face is looking like. I will say the highlight is still freaking beaming. I'm wearing the Danessa Myricks, which I'm going to re-add, but it's still looking good. Okay, so let's just turn that lighting down so you guys can kind of see everything. Yeah, you can see definitely there's getting a little bit of caking up here. Now, again, I've had this on for 13 hours, a little bit here. My nose from wearing a mask, I have to wear a mask in any of the common areas at work. So definitely my mask like has caused my nose to kind of rub off, and I can kind of, yeah, I can kind of touch it and have some rub off too. Not much, but a little bit, which is typical for especially wearing something under a mask for so long. My chin area is looking, you can see a little bit of the redness coming through where I had a little bit of breakout still. It's looking a little bit like a little bit of foundation loss right here. And my forehead's not looking too bad, but I definitely have lost, I think, some of the foundation up along here. Now, my foundation obviously isn't looking bad. This is actually the La Mer foundation, which I love, but again, it's been 13 hours. Now, my eyeshadow is actually, I'm using, and I'm going to retouch it with this. This is the KVD Dazzle Stick. I have the shade Flash Storm. I love this for a one and done look, but it is after this long starting to get a little bit where it needs to be like tapped out. So this is an easy way to do it if you need to tap your eyeshadow out and you actually don't have it with you, but we are gonna reapply a little bit because I'm doing this as if I was at my house. But yeah, you can always just take your finger and kind of tap out if you have any like little creases starting to form, which does tend to happen with a cream shadow. But yeah, that's what I'm wearing. It doesn't look too bad. As far as the brows, I don't think they need a refresh. So I didn't pull any brow products. We're not going to do that. But yeah, I just wanted you to see what my skin is looking like before we go ahead and kind of change this up. All right, guys. So the first thing I'm actually going to do, and you may want to go in lightly with this if you are someone that's oily skin or not do this step, but I'm more normal to dry. I'm going to go in with my Versali, what is this called? The Rose Gold Skin Mist. I really like this for hydration, just for getting like a glowy look. One thing to know about any kind of setting spray that you do use, even though it does kind of help to lock in makeup, or some do, not all, it actually will take a little bit of makeup off. That's why it makes your makeup look less cakey and kind of like it sinks into your skin, because it actually does do a little bit of removal, which isn't necessarily bad. It's a small amount. You usually don't notice it, and it actually does make your makeup look nicer. But if you didn't know that, makeup sprays actually do remove some of your makeup, so just giving you a heads up on that. But we're going to go in with this one, and I'm just going to spray this all over the face. So I'm actually going to hold my hair back a little bit. We're going to go back. All right, so I'm going to go in with that much, and I'm going to let it dry a little bit. I don't want to move my face too much. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. I have the Morphe. This is from the MUA Life Set. This is a powder brush that I use. And once it has set down a little, I'm going to kind of just tap out the skin with that powder brush. And you can already see a difference, I think, just in adding that spray. It gave a little bit of hydration to my skin. It doesn't look as dry as it previously did. Obviously, I'm still missing a little coverage here, but that's okay because we are going to take care of that. Now, if you are finding that you feel like you have lost some coverage even on your under eyes, or you need some moisturization and you want to put a little more concealer on, you can do that. So one that I would recommend, I have been using this and loving it. It's the new Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer. This is really nice. It has like a really creamy, kind of almost like moisturizing texture to it, but it does have a decent amount of coverage. So I'm going to actually put just a small amount of that right there, and we're going to take a brush. I'm going to take this little e.l.f. brush. It's a dual-ended brush. I'm going to take this side. I think it's called the Complexion Duo. And I'm just going to put the very smallest amount. We don't want to put too much. And I'm just going to tap that on areas I feel I would like a little more coverage back. So right in those inner corners and down here. And I have used this a few times. It doesn't really affect the makeup underneath because some of it's gone anyway. So we're just going to do that just to add some of that. And then I'm going to take the leftover and I'm just going to dab that around my nose. So again, kind of in those areas that I am needing some extra coverage that I've lost. My nose runs whenever I eat or really am near anything hot. So I typically always lose coverage on my nose. Plus I have to wear a mask. So there's that too. So I'm going to dab a little bit more into that. And then I'm going to go in right here on this part of my nose. And I know that sounds silly, but this really does help if you are missing coverage around this area. A little bit on my chin. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna go in with powder, and I'll be right back because my baby's awake. Okay, guys, I am back. So the baby is back asleep. I thought I was safe filming in the evening, but apparently he decided to wake up. He likes to wake up when I film. What can I say? All right, so we finished up with that concealer. So now I'm just going to kind of tap that out again a little bit since I was away for a few minutes. Just going to tap that out a little bit. Those are my problem areas. If you have other areas that you want to add a little bit more coverage to, you can of course do that. Even if you have a little bit of foundation, just tap maybe around the edges or the places that you feel you want to do that. I typically don't do that. I just do it kind of in this area because I feel like you can always fix other areas with powder, which is what we're going to move on to next. So I'm actually going to go in with my CoverGirl powder, and we're going to go under the under eyes with this. So I'm just going to tap in, and this is also part of the Morphe MUA Life Set. You can use any brush like this. And I'm just going to tap lightly under there to kind of brighten it back up and to kind of give it life. You can see definitely the difference in both sides. This really does help with like those kind of fine lines I find under the eyes. It really kind of makes them look more blurred, especially from a distance. I'm going to go right in this area, and then I'm going to go a little bit on my nose. And then I'm also going to take it right here where I feel like I'm missing a little bit of coverage, and just along this general area. And then we're going to add some up here. Powder really can make such a difference, in my opinion, in reviving your makeup look. Already you can see like a huge difference. It's like powder really, honestly, guys, does so much for your look. I could actually do this and just add a lip, leave, and I think I would look good. So this is like something you could do if you don't want to touch up anything else. You could actually probably leave the house looking like this, because I still have a decent amount of blush, I have a decent amount of bronzer, I have a nice highlight, my lashes are still good, and honestly the eyeshadow is not that bad, especially for how long I've been wearing it. But for the sake of, let's say for whatever reason you want to kind of like revamp some of your bronzer and your blush, I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush like this. This is from Blinged Brushes. This is the F21. And I'm just going to take this lightly. You can even use, if this is your normal bronzer brush, just use Access product. And just kind of reapply just a small amount. Not too much. Just enough that you have some new bronzer on your skin. And then if you want to go on the sides of your nose, again, there we go. I love blinged brushes, by the way. I was having a hard time saying that. This is the Page, did I say the Page Coran collab, but all of their brushes are really amazing. Such a good brand. But yeah, that's just a quick revamp if you want to add more bronzer. And then I'm going to go in with the Natasha Denona, this like really pretty kind of glowy pink shade down here. And I'm just going to tap that on my cheeks. This is such a pretty glowy blush. And then I like to go like this with my blush. Add a little bit here, a little bit here. So that is just adding a little bit more blush. And then if you really need a little bit more highlight, I'm not going to add too much because I still have lots of highlight. So I'm just going to go in with this shade, which is the shade that I had on. And we're just going to lightly put that back on. I'm going to put a lot on my nose to make it a little more glowy right here. And then add a pop to your inner corner. That is usually gone by the end of the day. Some up here, just the access. And honestly, if you want to just go over that shade instead of tapping the eyeshadow back on, you can do that. I'm just going to go like this and put that right in the center. Then I feel like we don't have to go in with that KVD Dazzle stick again, but you could, of course, like I said, reapply this really easily. Just kind of dab the end, pop it on. Super easy, super quick. Obviously, if you have full glam eyeshadow on, it's going to be a little bit different, but generally you can like reapply shimmers, put a little bit more color in the crease, and that'll fix things up for you as well. So there's always options. Definitely tailor this to the makeup, obviously, that you're wearing, your skin type, all of those things. But yeah, that's what it's looking like so far. Now, obviously, I think a good thing to do if you are wearing a waterline liner after this long, it's probably looking a little rough. So just go in. I was wearing just a nude one, so I'm just going to go in and actually pop a little bit more of that on. Okay, so there. So I added that back on, so that's looking good. I don't think I need any mascara. I don't actually like re-adding mascara because I find it actually, I don't know, it just starts to look really heavy and kind of spidery, and mine already has a lot on, so I'm not going to. It's held up really well. I have the Benefit one on, by the way, the Benefit, the Real Magnet. So another way you can revive your lips, go in with your liner again if you're looking a little worse for wear. So I'm using the Morphe one in Backseat Love. I like the Morphe liners. I've mentioned that before. I don't like spending a lot of money on lip liners, and this one's really good. So I'm going to put that on, and then for the lip, which is the last step, I'm going to use one of the Revlon Satin Ink Color Stay Lips in Partner in Crime. My lips are a little bit dry, but this formula looks quite nice on my lips. I will say though, this leaves like a stain on your lips like after it comes off that's almost pinky, which is fine with this one, but I don't like it with the other colors. So I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but I do like this one. And then if you want to just make sure everything is set in place, you can go ahead and add your setting spray again. Okay, I'm just going to add that amount. And then again, I'm going to go with my big fluffy brush. Just give yourself a little wave. Go in with that big fluffy brush again. Push that all into your skin. All right. Voila, that is it. That is the quick refresher on the makeup. Obviously, if you do need to refresh your brows, you can. I'm not going to, but like I said, tailor this to whatever you need. But yeah, this is it. This is the kind of finished revive on the makeup. I think it looks good. It looks like I have more coverage again. My eyes are looking still pretty good, right? And yeah, everything just looks refreshed. It looks like I am ready to go again. Obviously, this might not last as long as your initial application, and it can start to look cakey after a few hours. More so if you're like really close up, like in this day and age, you're like 6 feet apart or you have a mask on most of the time. So you're probably safe. This is probably going to carry you until whatever time you get home. But I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? That's just what I would do if I had a very minimal time to kind of revamp everything at my house. Obviously, like I said, if you aren't at home, there's the small things that I mentioned at the beginning of the video you can do. But yeah, you guys will have to let me know if you have any tips as well. But this is what I'm looking like. All right, guys, so that is actually going to do it for this video. This is the completed revive on my makeup. You guys, like I said, will have to let me know what you think. If you have any tips and tricks for me, definitely leave them in the comments. I love to kind of get more tips and tricks on this because it is something that I am doing a lot more, especially recently when I'm back to work, because my makeup is literally on at like 5:30 to 6:30, and I don't take it off till like 8 to 9. So it's on for a long period of time. So anything I can do to kind of revamp it is super helpful. But I hope this helped you guys out, gave you some ideas of things to do, how to make your makeup look better for longer. I love you guys though so much. And yeah, if you did like this video, I don't know if I mentioned at the first, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out a lot for any interaction at all. Anyways, hopefully I'll have some more content coming up for you guys this week. I had to keep up with my content. If you are curious about this shirt in particular, it is from Free People. I will try to link it down below. I always forget to link my clothing, but I will try to do that for you guys. But yeah, you guys are awesome. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys!